at y'all with another little mini edition. We're just going to touch briefly on the Cimmerians, not to be confused with the Sumerians that's spelled with an S. So, in the picture here, we got Conan the Barbarian. And I put these pictures here for a specific reason to kind of give you that imagery and the connection. Like, why would a white Caucasian male and female be chilling with this random Asian guy? Even though we know it's the movie Conan the Barbarian is fiction, but that movie pulls from the reality of what was going on in the past. These Caucasians came from Asia, which is why you would have a Caucasian chilling with an Asian. You know what I'm saying? Watch the movies, put the two and two together. All right, so anyway, the Cimmerians, they were an ancient Eastern Iranian nomadic people originating in the Caspian steppe. So they were originally, so basically, before we even go any further, as it says here, they were part of these people who originated in the Caspian steppe, part of whom had migrated into Western Asia. Next, the Cimmerians were culturally Scythian, which, if you look at the map here, Scythians were to the northeast. So they were part of them, but they kind of had their own separate regional type of thing going on, which is why they were part of them, but then still kind of separate at the same time. So culturally, they were Scythian, but they formed an ethnic unit separate from the Scythians proper, to whom the Cimmerians were related and who displaced and replaced the Cimmerians. The Cimmerians themselves left no written records, and most information about them is largely derived from Assyrian records of the 8th to 7th centuries BC, from Greco-Roman authors from the 5th century BC and later. So we'll get to those other cultures in other installments as far as the Assyrians and stuff like that. So moving on to the next slide. The Cimmerians were originally a part of this larger Central Asian nomadic population who migrated to the west. All roads lead west because these Caucasians came from Western China region, as far as where they kind of collectively started to solidify in modern history from where we identify them in the first writings in history. They're out there and they are all migrating west into what will become the Middle East, in what will become the Mediterranean, into what will become Europe, into what will become North America. You feel me? So, anyway, steppe cultures, the Cimmerians belonged in turn influenced the cultures of Central Europe. That's what I was just breaking down earlier, such as the Hallstatt culture. And the Cimmerians themselves lived in the steppe situated to the north of the Caspian Sea and to the west of the Araxes River, while the region of the Pontic steppe until the lake Meatois was instead inhabited by the Agathrici, who were another nomadic Iranian tribe related to the Cimmerians. These are the words you're going to keep hearing. You're going to hear when it goes to these Caucasians, when you go further and further back into their history. Nomads and traveling west. So by the time we get to like our age of modern times and our educational system, when you open up that book in elementary or middle school, it starts with the tale of them being in Europe and where they're going. They're going further west because they've been going west since 5,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, and when they kept coming west, all over here, this was the new world to them. All of this shit is new to them. So, anyway, we're gonna just wrap this up with just a couple of pictures because, once again, a picture will tell you 1,000 words if you have done enough research and have enough understanding of who is who and what is what and where this really came from and where that really came from. So, in the first picture, you have this movie poster for the movie that came out probably about, I'm assuming, 6, 7 years ago, called The Great Wall, starring Matt Damon. It's him and a couple of other white dudes that are helping the Chinese people fight off some kind of, you know, force at the Great Wall, as the movie implies. But the movie, on the face of it, the average person might be looking like, well, what are these white guys doing there? No, the white guys are there because the white guys was always there. Well, they was out on the other side of the goddamn Great Wall. Same thing with Iron Fist. Even though, of course, both of these are fictional productions, you still have that Caucasian tie to Asia. So with Iron Fist, he's a fictitious character of a Caucasian guy, kid, who his family, had a plane crash or something like that over the Kunlun mountain range. And he's raised by the monks or by the Asians. And if we look at this map, what do we have? We have Tibet down here at the bottom, and right there, the Xi'an, Kunlun mountain range, basically. So, fact and fiction is coming together when you start to, put your what you watching on TV through the lens of learning history outside of just the United States history. World history is our history. World history makes you a well-informed individual. You know, I'm partially informed, but the more and more I learn about these other countries, the dots start to connect. So I ain't gonna, drag it any further for this instance. Just wanted to give y'all just another little snippet, another little spoonful of something to chew on, to marinate. You know what I mean? And we'll be back with the next installment.